Okay. Hello, everyone. It's me and Vinny again. We're here to talk about and react to some Shark Tank videos.
Yes. Let's see this new episode. See what the shark told the entrepreneurs pitching their idea, their product.
Let's go,
That's
Vinny.
it.
Next up are entrepreneurs who are hoping to hook the sharks with their unique idea.
Hi, I'm Tans.
And I'm Sophan. And we're seeking $325,000 in exchange for 10% of our revolutionary company.
Sharks, we love fishing.
Oh, yes, we do.
So they're asking for more than $3 million valuation for their company. I don't know when this episode is from. I don't know if it's like this year or a few years ago. I think maybe it's not that new.
We love fishing so much, but we experience a lot of frustration with the old traditional fishing methods.
See, sometimes people spend more time and energy fidgeting with traditional lures and catching live bait than they do actually fishing.
Not to mention, who wants to deal with this gross mess?
Ew.
We looked at the nasty baits and lures available in stores today, but couldn't find anything that attracted fish in a simple and efficient way. So,
Guys are selling a lure, right? Like how to lure your fish while you're fishing. Have you been fishing, Pedro, in the last years?
Not really. I used to fish a lot, but not recently. So
Yeah, I don't remember the last time I was fishing. It was a long time ago.
we created it ourselves. Introducing Animated Lure. Animated Lure is a rechargeable robotic lure, the likes of which the world has never seen.
Once you place animated lure into the water, you'll notice it starts to swim on its very own, mimicking the swim patterns
Oh, wow.
of real
Wow.
fish.
That's
Wow.
pretty cool.
If you think
Wow.
it swims like a real fish, where did the fish
You like that?
I think it was a real fish. So they are into something there. And they have a very good demo. You see that the fish like it has to close on the camera to see that, but it looks like a real fish to me. Yeah.
It's the quality of the product really impressed the sharks.
going to think? So why?
Why? Why spend so much time and money on traditional lures and live baits when you can use animated lure?
See how much you can learn on Shark Tank? It's
amazing.
Kevin.
I have to ask
Who knew?
Damon though, is this different than anything you've ever used to fish with?
Yeah, I've never seen it. How often does it rust, or like how many times you need to rebuy that unit?
Yeah. So right now we have about 40 times. This is with action, with you catching fish and stuff like that.
So how long does it hold a charge for?
So for different sizes, for the mini is up to 45 minutes of swim. For the classic is an hour and a half. For the biggest one, you see the saltwater, the one that's in
Wait, so
production
you
right
have
now,
to
that's
charge.
up to
Yes, looks like you have to charge, and some of them last for 45 minutes. Some of those are more than 1 hour. I think it's pretty decent time, and also you can bring like a 2 or 3 with you, right? Like each
Yeah.
person can bring multiple. So it's kind of like I'm gonna buy more than one for sure. How can I stay just with one? But yeah, I think this product is pretty common today. I don't know. Maybe this is something like 5 or even more years ago, because I remember going to some fishing story and I've seen that like many of those.
Nice.
2 hours.
What makes you guys fish experts? Why should I believe you?
I'm a project manager at manufacturing facilities, and
And I'm actually a licensed professional counselor. I'm working in community mental health in Collin County.
Well, then it makes sense.
no, but it's something that we
nothing.
saw growing up. And if
Oh, like what do you know about fishing? Nothing. So we grew up not working on this area. So
Yeah, that's very important. Like the investors who are pitching, of course, it's not like a standard, but investors they were never gonna like, oh, let me research about your segment or about your vertical first to then decide to invest. Pretty much, they feel like they must feel either I already know this industry or at least how they will make this product successful, or they will feel like that this is too far away. I'm sorry about the background noise. that's too far away from my my knowledge. So why am I gonna invest in this if I don't know nothing about this industry? It's hard.
Yeah.
If I may, my dad and I used to go fishing all the time, and I don't share about my dad too often, so please bear with me. Him and I used to go fishing all the time, all the way until he was diagnosed with a lung disease and concluded his human experience. But it was during those times where we noticed some of the problems that exist with the old traditional fishing method. And so, and they have always taught us to not only identify problems, but to try your best to be part of the solution. And so these words meant a lot to me because it came from two individuals that sacrificed everything to come to this country so that their children have an opportunity to contribute to the betterment of society, also to take control of their own destiny.
Where did you come from?
Iran.
Iran.
From Persia, yeah.
There
What do
we
these
go.
cost you to make? What do you sell them for? And tell us.
Perfect. It was a bit late, but there they are, like the hero story. The best way for you to tell anything that you're, is, and we explored this in another video, is tell that you come from another country and, it was very, very tough to get to America. And then, like me and Vinny, we're Latinos, like we're not born in America, we're not born here. But, this story works so well. Like tell that you were born somewhere else or your parents were born somewhere else, and like you had to come to America. It was so hard. We had to work through so many struggles, but then we are here and now we are billionaires. So usually that's how this story goes. Like, yeah.
Very good. Tell stories. That's very, very important.
What's your total sales?
Perfect. Our landing price for the mini is $8. For the classic, it's $10.
And what does the new big one cost?
$16. For the mini, it's retailing at $29.95. For our classic, $32.95. And for our saltwater, it's $79.95.
Wow.
We're all
$75.99. Sell. So either you can rent or you can buy it. So it's nice. They have both options. I don't know, like maybe they should focus on one product line, one pricing only, like maybe just rent the beginning or just sell in the beginning. Did they share how much was their revenue
No.
so far?
We didn't share revenue yet. No.
Okay.
Oh,
Is it
There's
all
a huge
direct or
margin
are
on
you
the
through
salt.
retail?
Right now, it's majoritively on our website. However, we are in a few mom and pop stores here in the United States. We also have a distributor in Canada. We're in about 40 stores there.
What about the big boys, Bass and all the rest?
That's where we're hoping to make a deal,
Oh.
and
We want-
they'll pick up your phone calls for sure.
Okay,
we're
but while we're still talking dollars
Sure.
Yes.
and costs, $325,000, 10% imputes a $3.25 million value.
Yes.
You must be selling a lot of mechanical fish.
2020 to date, we're at $247,000.
Good for you.
We're projecting for this year $500,000 in sales, and then even next year $675,000 in sales.
And you guys are making money right now?
So yes, so right now, me and Sopam both work full-time jobs. We have zero debt in this company.
Good.
We've put everything, our own money into this company.
How much money did you put in?
$25,000 to get the ball.
Like they said, they have a full-time job. Like, my company is not a full-time job. Like, what you were doing? Like, you were pitching investors to invest their money, and you were getting your money out of other job. Like, that's not decent. Like, you can keep doing that, but I don't ask money for investors. Like, right?
Yeah. But I think that's quite different. Like I've watched the shows in Australia, in South America, even the show that they have in Israel, and I think Israel, and it's so different culturally how they approach this problem. Some of them are like, you gotta be working on the company full time for me to think about this. In the show here in America, I think it's a bit different because people actually invest on you if they think that the company is not making enough money right now, because they say, I understand that you're not making, $200,000 yet, and you need to, support your family with all the health insurance and everything. So it's okay for you to continue this, but you need to, have a timeline. So people, I think like there is a threshold in America of when you actually can start paying like for your bills. That's when you can transition fully to the business. Yeah.
Yeah, totally agree. It's more like those guys, they already have money. They could get as like I don't know, at least a half-time job, whatever. So they already are doing a revenue. So they have revenue right now to invest on their own and focus like more time on their business.
All rolling, so we can get this
You didn't
done.
mess around, did you?
No. We haven't taken a penny out of our own company. Every cent we've earned, we put back into our
You own the company equally?
As you should.
Yes, equally. Yes, sir.
I'm thinking the way to sell this is forget about fishing. Put 10 of them in a tank and call it an aquarium.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
You know
feed
what?
them.
At like a restaurant or something like that. That could...
Don't sell it to fishing. will sell to as you said in the beginning, right? Like it looks like a reel, so maybe yeah, you can just use it as a decoration.
Yeah.
That is a good
And it's
idea.
never died.
That's a great idea.
Hey guys, look, it really is a good idea. It really is clever, but I'm just not a fisherman. I just don't have that feel for it. And so while I'm proud of what you have accomplished,
Appreciate you.
I have to say I'm out.
That's fine. No worries. Thank you.
Listen, I am not a fisherman either. I just know a little bit. And for those reasons, because I don't know, it's a little too early for me. I'm out.
Guys, you're not really a company. You're basically a product right now because both of you have real jobs. And there's nothing wrong with that. How do I get my $325,000 back again?
The reality of the situation is not about what you know, it's about who you know. And we know that you guys know a lot of people.
You know, think about what you're saying. I give you $325,000, then I go to work for you opening up big box retail.
So that's a good. Let me just pause there. You know what this guy just said in the last statement, which is, I know that you guys know a lot of people and whatever. This is not very valuable because it doesn't add anything to the business or to the pitch. You know, like it's okay to say that if you say like, oh, my business is based on networking and I need a lot of people to make the business work. So then you are actually explaining why it's a good idea for them to come into your business, right? But just saying this out loud, like, you know, a lot of people, you gotta explain why is that a business value. You know, like, oh, because I actually need you guys to connect with these players so we can sell more product, or we can license this, or you can do something else. So never say something just because it sounds good. You know, say something because there is meaningful, like it's a meaningful thing that you're saying, and they can actually use this for business value because people actually, they differentiate those and they do not allow the bullshit to happen. Yeah.
Yes, and if your company, if your business rely heavily on somebody, don't ask them for money. Just give them, I don't know, shares. Say like, if we achieve $1 million, $2 million, I will definitely give you 5% more, 10% more for you. Bring them as an actual partner, really, not an investor. Like, if it's the networking that you need or the smart money, you can ask less money and give them the equity to really be a partner.
I get on the phone. I fly to meet the buyer or whatever I have to do. And I'm working so you, who have 90% of the company, can say, good dog, good dog. And I gave you all the money. Either I'm going to get a huge percentage of this company because it's not even worth $325,000 yet, or you're going to come up with some very creative way that I get my capital back while my partners own 90%. You know, that's the problem.
That's the royalty deal he's looking for.
Did you say royalty deal, Laura?
Oh, Park.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. So here's what I suggest.
It's the wonderful, the royalty deals guy.
I give you $325,000. I get $3 a unit until I recoup $1 million, 10% of the company in case somebody decides to buy it.
That is a great offer.
Of course it is.
Let me just tell you where I stand. There's something you said that really bothered me. You said it's not what you know, it's who you know. When I started out, everyone said that to me. You're never going to make it. You don't know anybody. I was screwed before I started if I believed that. It's not who you know. It's what you make with what you have.
That's fair.
I respect the dream, and I really respect the hustle you guys have. But this isn't a business for me. I think you got a long way to go. I'm out.
Exactly what we were saying, right?
Yeah. We actually started from nothing, you know, like we had nothing. And then like the whole process it takes a long time, but you're able to meet with one person. This one person helps you, like because of business, then you have other 2 people, then you have 5 people, then you have 10 people, and just keep going with it because you're building something differentiated, right? That's how we we're able to grow, and it just takes time. That's the thing with, you know, like our current generation, you know, that I'm part of, is people are not willing to put the time to build something, you know, big, because the whole process takes so much to get started and, you know, to develop into something big. But patience is part of, you know, the long-term game. Yeah, definitely it is.
Yeah, especially if you are building like your first company, right? I think the first company that you want to succeed is pretty much like you want to learn everything. You want to learn as much as you can. The money, of course, you must have money to build a company. Money, it's part of the one of the tools, one of the sources, the resources that you need. But if you're not learning to really build something from scratch, from zero, from nothing, you will never gonna learn. You can build 10 companies, but if you always I depends on everybody else research to create something. Yeah, especially the first one. I think you should go hard and and don't think about like, oh, I needed this person to make that happen. I needed those things. No, create something out of nothing. And the second, the third, the fourth venture, you can differentiate it. Of course, you can do something that you already have like a lot of money probably, and a good networking and a track record. So more people will come and say, of course, I want to be part of this. But it's always like an effort, working hard.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. The product, superb, amazing. Where I'm struggling is, of course, the valuation. If I gave you 325 for 10%, basically, as you drill down the numbers, paying yourself and, on a 40%, even 50% margin, you would have to do almost $35 million to then take distribution from me to make my money. You came here to fish for a shark, but you didn't hook this one. I'm out.
Well then, all roads.
You want to say something?
No, people just don't, gotta make the calculations. Damon's right. Like, if you don't have the right metrics, you should be able to calculate that it's impossible for the investor to get his money back, and you're not gonna get a deal. That's it. So they made a mistake, and that's why Damon was not interested, even though like he may have an interest on fishing or something. The business financial side doesn't make sense. Yeah.
Lead back to Mr. Wonderful and the fish. What are you going to do?
So our counter would be 20% for $500,000.
Hello. Okay, hold on. And how many dollars a unit in royalty?
And
Yeah, look like the guys didn't understand their own business model, because they're asking more money. They are giving more stakes as well. Like the valuation now is lower, but it's still, they needed to grow their business a lot to pay the investors back. And the investors, it's very important to be clear about this, especially here in the US. Investors, they are the first ones to exit. It's not you as a founder. The founder is always usually the last one to exit. Like the investors, they said, if we have any dilution in the company, I am the first. And especially Delaware companies, in Delaware, the law says like investors, they have the preference to sell their stake. So it's pretty much like you're building your company to last like for a long time. Investors, they want your company to grow, but if they have an opportunity to exit, they will push you to do that.
This countered no royalties.
Oh!
Don't you know who he is?
I thought we were on the
Kevin.
planet Earth together. Let me absorb the counter so I can just get the essence of it, the essence. Instead of me giving you $325 for 10%, I give you $500,000 for 20%, and I may never see it again. It may swim away because we don't know what's going to
We
happen.
want some guidance. We're young. We're still learning the ropes.
The first guidance is listen when you have a real
And that's an interesting
investor on the
point.
hook, and don't come back with a stick.
That's a very interesting point. It's very common to say this these days. Like, hey, we're young, we're going to learn, but at the same time, I still want to have, my $200,000 salary. I still want to have all the benefits. I still want to fly first class. I still want to have, a Tesla. So, that's new. That's actually new. Like, if I was talking to my father the other day, and that's not something that happened, like 30, 40 years ago. People actually have to choose between one or two. But now, in those days, we're actually able to have both. That's very new in the workplace, the ability for you to have all the benefits and to still learn at the same time. It's something that only started since the 2000s and with the internet, basically. Yeah.
But
Question,
that's a
do you want
ridiculous
him?
counter. Look, I can't take it. Are we doing a royalty deal or not here? Yes or no?
So
Yes,
can we
we'll
talk
talk about that,
can-
yes.
all right.
Okay, so what we can do is that 10% mark, but $1.50, and then we can do it to $500,000.
No, it's not attractive, guys. Because I'm
I'm
taking a
getting
lot
the
of
feeling
risk.
there's not a meeting of the minds here,
What are you
guys.
doing?
So-
Actually,
Guys,
no,
guys,
if
I'm
you can
sorry.
give
We're
us
not
a
going to
final
get there.
counter-
We're not going to get
Say
there.
it!
No,
I'm out.
Oh, guys, you had the
They had a one opportunity and they lost. Looks like they lost, but yeah. So and they were still asking like, okay, give me a counter offer. Doesn't make any sense.
They could have negotiated a little bit, but they were like already like being too like they didn't get that the deal had to close quickly, so they lost the opportunity. Yeah.
Big fish on the hook. All you have to do was reel it in.
You priced it too high, way too high. That's the mistake. Everybody learns from a mistake like this because it is a unique product. Everybody understands the merit of it, but I am not going to give you $325,000 unless you agree to my terms right now. Last chance for romance. What do you want to do?
Wow, he came back. This is
His interest.
yeah, this is something very rare. Like investors, usually it's because the guy is really patient about the product. They really, Mr. Wonderful really believe on that.
Kevin, you got a deal.
Yeah!
How'd you
There you
revive
go.
that one?
Awesome.
That's how you do it.
Thank you very
Guys,
much.
Thank you.
That fish was
Appreciate it.
dead.
Appreciate it.
Congratulations,
All right, guys.
guys.
Thank you.
It's crazy. The guys, they said like, we need you to make the business happen. The guy offers something to them. Just agree. Just say, let's move forward. Whatever. Like,
Exactly. So that's the trick with business, like you're never out until like you're really dead, like that's the best thing about business at all. Like it's like you can keep going, and if you fail, like of course that's not good to do, is be failing all the time. But until the last minute, you still have a chance. And if you make this count, and if you're successful in the last second, you still won in business. It's different from other places where if you lose something, like you have a bad track record or something. Like in business, as soon as you win, you have always new opportunity to build something big.
that's it. Yeah. Make sure you have the goods, right? You have the goods, you have stomach, and move forward. Thank you, Pedro. Thank you, everyone. Put a questions if you have questions on the comments about like what you want to hear, or any other episode that you maybe want to see here.
Episodes I want to see, and we're going to be able to stream every Friday.